OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW.
On my way, on my way. On my way, on my way.
In our most recent video, we asked you all to guess how we made it.
A lot of you actually guessed it correctly, which we were very impressed by. So now we're excited to tell you about the whole creative process and the logistics it took to make it actually happen. Our goal for this collab was to use 360 footage in a way that we had never seen done before.
Our concept was to use one side of the camera as the foreground and the other side of the camera as the background.
We would then duplicate that clip in After Effects, key out the green screen, and move him to the other side of the frame. But that meant he and the background would be moving opposite directions. So we just reversed the background footage, and then we had this really cool effect where the background was moving backwards and the foreground was moving in real time. The Insta360 X3 was the perfect camera to shoot this on because it could automatically stabilize and horizon lock our footage, easily mount onto our rig with the invisible selfie stick, and give us the highest image quality possible so that our green screen would key out properly.
To plan the shoot, we divided the scene up into quarters, one being myself with the green screen in the background, the opposing side will be the background plate, and the remaining 2 quarters will be the hiding spots where we will put the camera operators, the props, the stagehands, whatever we didn't want to be seen in the frame.
We needed the green screen to move with Hawk as he walked, but how do we get a green floor on one side without having it on the other side? So we brainstormed.
We came up with this camera rig where we literally used the green screen roll as the wheel. We had 2 people move this rig forward, making one side of the camera a green screen studio and leaving the other side a normal scene.
The camera path would only work if it was a palindrome, so to speak. So when we added the camera movement up at the beginning of the video, we had to add the same amount of movement down at the end of the video, so that the camera path was identical when reversed.
To make sure our camera speed stayed consistent, our operators mapped out where they should be on each beat, making them mimic the motion control camera rig.
There were 2 other factors that were crucial to making this effect work. The lighting had to be consistent on all sides of the camera, otherwise you would have seen that the background lighting and the foreground lighting didn't match. The positioning was extremely important too, because if the dancers were closer to the camera than Hawk was at that time, it would look like he was stepping on top of them, which would have ruined the effect. But how did we make Hawk interact with the background?
First, we had to visualize how time would look on both sides of the camera. For example, if I would clap on the first beat, the background would have to clap on the 8th beat, so when the clip is reversed, it would look like we're clapping at the same time. The second beat would be the 7th beat for them, the third will be the 6th, and so on. In total for this video, we had 64 beats, so mapping that out forward and backwards got really confusing. So confusing to the point that I had to make a whole spreadsheet so I can visually see how the opposing worlds would interact with each other. To make this video extra tricky to figure out, we wanted to include a moment where it looked like an obvious cut but was actually done practically. So the quick change in the beginning, that was actually a physical tearaway.
We only had 3 frames to completely remove the shirt, which is only about 1/8 of a second. If the shirt was pulled off even 1 frame early or his hand was just 1 inch too high, the effect wouldn't work. So this had to be done with extreme precision. The hand that comes in to wipe away Hawk's body and reveal a body behind him, that was also just green screen. We had one of our stagehands tape a piece of green cloth to the inside of his arm so that as soon as it wiped away Hawk's body, it would show the background behind it. Alright, so how did we get clones? How did we get 4 of the same girl in the shot? Well, these were actually twins, and we timed it so that they could be in the background and foreground at the same time, making it look like there were 4 identical clones. This took us a long time to plan and a lot of takes to get it right. But once we got the take we needed, the edit was done in 15 minutes and we finished before we even left the set.
There were so many moving parts in this production and everyone, and I mean everyone that was involved played an important role in this huge puzzle.
Thank you so much to the whole cast and crew, and a huge thanks to Insta360 for helping us make this crazy idea happen.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW.